Hello, beautiful lights. Hello, hello, hello. Oh my goodness, it is so wonderful to be in your presence. Oh, I just love it, love it, love it. So, as you know, I am Heather Corbet and I am a medium and a spiritual advisor. And first and foremost, I just want to welcome you. I feel like our community is getting bigger and bigger, and I'm just absolutely loving the people that are attracted to this closed Facebook group. I am just loving it. I just want to extend a very, very, very warm welcome to the spiritual seekers. Oh my goodness. Those of you who have already had a spiritual awakening, those of you who are going through a spiritual reawakening, those of you who are just seeking answers, welcome, welcome, welcome. I absolutely love the comments on the Facebook wall, absolutely love the stories, and absolutely love hearing about how you're connecting with spirit, hearing about how you are gaining signs and you are gaining what you need from the spiritual realm, and I just want to keep hearing more. So again, welcome to the spiritual seekers. Welcome to the sensitives. Welcome to the empaths. Welcome to those who feel energy, those clairsentients. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Also, welcome to the wise ones. Those of you who follow Doreen Virtue, I absolutely love the wise ones that are coming in. And so welcome to you all. It is just absolutely wonderful to have you here. So I have been getting quite a few questions and also having quite a few sessions of past life clearings. And I absolutely love that with Spirit. Spirit just drops in whatever I need and whatever other people need, okay? So it's interesting to me that sometimes I'll go and I'll have maybe just a slew of readings where I'm doing sessions with people and their loved ones who are in spirit. And I absolutely love that. I love all the work. I love all of it. And so what has been happening recently is that there have been quite a few past life sessions that I have had. And also I'm getting quite a few questions about past lives. So I wanted to hop on here and give you more insights, more ideas, all of that good stuff. So I also very much believe in divine timing. I know during our 5-day challenge, we talked about synchronicity quite a bit. And so I always am amazed by divine timing. And so actually this morning when I was journaling, as I do spirit journaling in the morning, and Spirit dropped in, do a past life live. And I thought, okay, here we go. So I wanted to share my very first experience with a past life. Actually happened when I was 2 years old, and I remember this vividly. So I was in a kind of crib. I remember climbing over the crib and running out, just totally frantic, running out to the kitchen table. And when I ran out to the kitchen table, I started sifting frantically through all of the mail that was on the table. So bills, and I was looking at magazines. I was just looking. And I was actually looking for a male's name, an adult male's name. And here I was, this 2-year-old toddler looking for just this male, right? And it was so super interesting to me because my parents, they just kind of looked at me and they were just kind of snickering, and they're like, well, Heather, your Sesame Street magazine hasn't come yet. And I'm like, no, you don't understand. I'm looking for this man's male. and I couldn't quite articulate that at the time. And so that was my very first experience with a past life, was when I was 2. And then, of course, we go through the veiling process and society kind of takes over, which is totally fine, totally understandable, helps to keep us safe, helps to pull us into the tribe, peer pressure, that kind of thing. And so then I kind of forgot about that past life. Like, I totally forgot about it until I went through my spiritual awakening. So hello for those of you hopping on. Wonderful to see you. Yay. We have Oriana and Monique. Wonderful to see you. Yay. So so I'm talking about past lives. And I was just sharing that when I was 2 years old, I had my first past life experience, and I was super duper frantic. I remember just running out to the kitchen table and looking for some bills. So I was sifting through the mail, and I was looking for some bills for an adult male, right? And I was a 2-year-old girl, and I was just sharing too that my family, they're so like wonderful. It was just cute because my mom and dad were looking at me, and my mom said, "Heather, your Sesame Street magazine hasn't come yet," and I was like, "No, you don't understand." And so just to get you guys up to speed, like as we go through life, like I feel like there's a lot of people on here that may have had like some child experiences, child dreams, or that type of thing, and maybe had encounters with spirit really young, and then just go through the veiling process. And that's just what it is. And that's what I was sharing, that it's just a safety, being part of the tribe. We, are kind of told that we need to believe certain things. And so in my early 20s, I had my spiritual awakening, and things made a lot of sense. And so I read this book. It's called Many Lives, Many Masters by Brian Weiss. And hello to those of you who are joining us. So Brian Weiss, he's incredible. And actually he has quite a few meditations where you can actually go into your past lives. So I've done various past life meditations with Brian Weiss on the recordings. So that's amazing. And it just made so much sense because I had other past life experiences, and I thought this makes so much sense, And so I also read a book. It's called Yoga, Youth, and Reincarnation by Jess Stearns. And that also reaffirmed my past life times, and it kind of just reaffirmed like other people believe in this, right? So wonderful to have you all on and just to get you up to speed. Yay, Oriana, you love that book. I know, need to read it again. Absolutely. Actually, it's on my shelf right here. And that's also what sparked me. Hi, Cynthia, talking about past lives, right? So it's so wonderful to have you all on here. So again, welcome, looking at past lives, just sharing some of my experiences, and then also wanting to get you up to speed about what you can look for with past lives, with your own past lives. I also want to let you know that sometimes I get confirmation. I will absolutely, Rebecca, I will tell you the books again. I want to let you know that I get confirmation, and I just had a tap behind me. And so I just want to let you know that sometimes when spirit's around, I want to let you know that spirit is around. So I hear a tap, and then I'll just say tap, thank you. So you know that spirit's around and I'm acknowledging them, because that helps them to pull forward even more, and also to be able to help and answer your questions. So tap, thank you. I had a tap behind me. And so yeah, Rebecca, these books like totally opened my eyes. So the first one is Many Lives, Many Masters by Brian Weiss. And he's a medical doctor. And I believe he did a lot with counseling, and he was a psychologist of some sort, and he helped people with their past lives. So first that he was in the healthcare profession, and then he started recognizing more and more that people were affected by their past lives. And so he did quite a bit of work there. And I've done various meditations with him to learn about my past lives. And then the other one is called Yoga, Youth, and Reincarnation. And that's by Jess Stearns. Oh my gosh, that really opened my eyes also. Oh my gosh, I just thought of another one. I didn't write this down, but it's called The Girl with the Blue Eyes. And the whole book is about this one woman who has this past life experience. And then the person writing the book, it may have been Brian Weiss, I'd have to look it up. But anyway, he narrates the whole thing. And so super interesting. And so with this, one of the things to look for in trying to recognize, like, have I been with this person in a past life before, is to look in their eyes, okay? If you see this recognition and this familiarity with somebody, almost like deja vu, right? Almost like deja vu. And so you're looking at them and you're just thinking, oh my gosh, I know you, right? And I'll just pull forward too. There's actually somebody in spirit right behind my camera, and they're looking at me with their eyes. I want to see who this is. Okay, this is a little girl. This is one of my nieces that's in spirit. So I know her. Okay. So anyway, those who are living, so go ahead and look in people's eyes and you just know them, and go ahead and, put hearts or put comments. Are there people that you just look at and you just think, I know you? So go ahead and any kind of reactions to that. And so I almost feel like that really affirms us. We're like, yes, I know this person. Yeah, Rebecca gets it. Yeah, she's like, I know this person, right? And I absolutely love that. Right, Grace? Yeah, your husband, of course, you knew him. I mean, you knew him, and you knew him for so many lifetimes. And what I love about that is that even though we lose somebody, we get to see them again, right? And that's what brings me such hope and faith when I lose people. I'm like, no worries, I get to see you again. And it actually brings tears to my eyes, because I'm just like, oh my gosh, loss is hard, grief is hard, but guess what? We get to see each other again. It's all good. And so, Grace, we knew, you knew you were with each other in past lives. Absolutely. And just to have that solidity, almost like that safety, I know you. And I love too, Grace, what you share on the Facebook wall. Absolutely love your stories, because it really truly attests to us being able to connect with the other side, right? I love that. And so with these past lives, you and your husband were together, and you're together in this lifetime. You were together in this lifetime. You're going to be together in another lifetime, right? Right, the hope to see them again. Hi, Penny. Mwah. Many blessings to you, my dear girls. So we're talking about past lives. And, right, and Rebecca too, right? That's what keeps me going. I totally get it. It's I get grief and I get loss, and I get it, and I've done tons of, so much work through it. And it's interesting, this is as a side note, but going through the grieving process and going through the grieving process again, and really looking at all the different steps in the grieving process for me, and recognizing where I am in the grieving process has been super helpful. So, and I get it. And it does give me hope that the people that I have lost, I get to see again. Even, like I said, my little niece is right behind the camera, looking at me with her eyes. She's done that before and during some of my lives, and I'm glad I can bring her forward. So yeah. So again, first and foremost, if we're able to look in somebody's eyes and be like, I know you, that attests to us being in a past life with them. It's almost like this deja vu. And I've had people sometimes almost random people, I feel, and that can happen too. I might be at a metaphysical store or a new age store, and somebody's just you look so familiar. And I'm like, I know we've been in a past life together. I just know. And so just to be super aware of that, and just to know it in your heart. I feel that's another thing, is to trust in spirit. So if you look, you feel this familiarity, not to let your thoughts go oh, no, couldn't be, but more have that familiarity and just be super duper solid in that. Absolutely, this is absolutely somebody from my past life. And you think about all the different people that have been in your life so far, there's a lot of people that can kind of reoccur from lifetime to lifetime. Which brings me to my other point, is that we all kind of come in, yes, and yes. I love it, Holly. Yes. Oh, I just adore you. Thank you. And that brings me to my next point, is that, do you guys see, okay, I just have to say this too. Sometimes my screen jumps, and it's interesting when I go back to the lives, because I can seriously see spirit in between some of those camera jumps. Seriously, check that out sometime. At first it kind of startled me, right? But I do, sometimes my camera jumps, and then if I look back through, I see eyes or something like that, and I'm like, spirit was here. So I love that I have it on camera. So again, number two, the second point is just looking at, oh, Holly, you're so right. I totally adore you and love you. Spirit was and is here always, always. So I love that we come in each lifetime with almost a core nucleus. Okay, that's what I thought, Penny. Yeah, I was the camera just jumped, right? So I love that too. Okay, I can't get off topic too much. Okay, I'm just tapping in the spirit. I'm is it okay for me to share this? So I went on a haunted tour for Halloween, and there's people that are trying to pick up signs from spirit and whatnot. And so it was really funny because it's very fear-based, like haunted tours are very fear-based, and I'm not fear-based, and more I'm love-based. And so it was really interesting because I was getting a lot of signs during that haunted tour that couldn't be picked up on camera, and I shared that with the tour guide. And so I think it's interesting that now I'm starting to get signs on camera too, which is cool. I love being love-based because I feel like they come in more. I feel like some of the tours, since they're so fear-based, they have a hard time picking things up. So total tangent. Number 2, sorry, back to the past lives. Number 2 is that we come in with like a core nucleus. And so let's say like mom and dad have been in our lives before, okay? And so in a past life, my mom was actually my daughter, okay? And so when I was growing up, there were a lot of times that even though she was my mom, right, growing up in elementary school, teenage 20s or so, I almost always felt like her mom, right? And granted, she's a terrific, amazing mom, and yet I almost felt like I was always mothering her, right, on some level. And so again, we come in with this nucleus, okay? And so people that and maybe these people that came in with your nucleus, maybe they're gone now, but at the same time, they came in with you. So some of the people I'm meeting now in my life, I just think, wow, how come I didn't meet you earlier in life, right? Still part of my core nucleus, and I'm meeting them now because it's divine timing now, right? It's divine timing. I need to meet you now. I need you now in my life. And so again, that nucleus. So I did a past life reading, and let me try to lay this out for you. I did this past life reading on Friday, and this gal, my ears are ringing. Again, I just want to keep showing you spirit is around, so my ears are ringing. So this gal has a hard time with her stepmom, has a hard time with the interactions between her stepmom and dad. And then also she has close relations with her brother. I think, yeah, I'm in close relations. I'm trying to think. I think they all live together. I think it's stepmom, dad, this gal I did the reading on, and brother. So in this past life, they bring me, and I always use my pendulum, so I feel to do this. So this is what I do during the past life. So they bring me back, and this gal is running on this farm, running after her husband, right? He leaves, totally gone from her life forever, right? In that lifetime, right? And so anyway, what happens is, it turns out that that husband is her dad in this lifetime. And she runs back to the farmhouse, and she has 2 small children. Who are the small children? Her stepmom and her brother, right? And so it brought a lot of clarity. And I know it's hard to like wrap our brains around it. Like, wait a minute, what? Like her husband in this past life is her dad in this life? Like, that doesn't make any sense. So the daughter, I hope you can follow this. Tap, thank you. I hope you can follow this. Her daughter, right, in this past life is actually her stepmom in this life. Her daughter in the past life was so mad at her for driving the husband out, which means that the daughter, I hope you can follow this, the daughter in this past life, who is the stepmom in this life, was so mad at this woman for driving away the husband in that lifetime, right? For standing in the way of this daughter having a relationship with her father. Does that make sense to you guys? I hope that all makes sense. In this past life. So how it plays out in this life is that this daughter is standing in the way, this woman I did the reading on, is standing in the way of her stepmom and her dad in some way. I hope this all makes sense. And please ask questions like, wait, please ask questions. Standing in the way. She has a very volatile relationship with her stepmom because her stepmom from this prior life feels like this woman I did the reading on is standing in between stepmom and husband. Does that make sense? Kristen is here. Perfect, girl. Choppy, okay? So, does that mean choppy like the video quality? Or do you want me to tell the story again? You let me know, Rebecca. So again, this past life, this woman that came to me, so she's having trouble with her father in this lifetime and her stepmom in this lifetime. So what happened in the past life is that this woman pushed away her husband, okay? And her husband was actually, the whole time I've been talking. Okay, the whole time I've been talking, it's choppy. Okay, I'm just going to wait for confirmation on that. So like hearts or something. The comments come in so slow. So the whole time I've been talking, it's really choppy. Is that right? Okay. I'm feeling like that's what it is. Yes, perfect. Okay. Yes, interesting. Okay. So let's do something. Let's do something about it. At first I thought and the stories that are happening are pretty tricky. Okay, let me come forward and let me just go ahead and, I do have quite a few loved ones around, so I wonder if they muddle up that. Okay, so I'm going to just go ahead and keep clearing. So again, really? Okay, thank you for letting me know, Holly. Your sound keeps going and it has been choppy. Dang it. Okay, so it could also be that two people are on the internet here. So one, past life, is that you look at the person in their eyes and they seem familiar. So I'm clearing whatever is here. And then the second thing is we all come in with the nucleus together. And thank you so much for sharing that this has been hard to follow just on a visual level, on a technical level. I hope you can still hear me. Another thing I just want to bring forward is whatever experiences you have had in this lifetime that frightened you, okay? Is there anything in this lifetime that has frightened you? More than likely, if it doesn't have a cause in this lifetime, more than likely it was from a past life, okay? Me, fear of swimming. I'm a competitive swimmer, fear of swimming, right? Fear of swimming. Boom! Does it really seem good now? Do you see how pendulum just stopped? That's awesome. Because I hope I cleared whatever that was. So, I would feel like I was drowning. Like competitive swimmers should not feel like they're drowning, right? And I would. And I had to clear that past life. I really did. And I called in my spirit team and I was like, please just help me to clear this because, oh, mama. Mwah. So, okay. It's a trip. Grace. Okay. So I do feel like there's definitely loved ones here. And I'll slow down my energy because I bet that's part of it. And so anything that you're afraid of in this lifetime, it could be from a past life. So swimming, that was a hard one for me. And actually one of my, I just had a green flash. I love this. Like we are picking up spirit everywhere. What? That's amazing, you guys. That's awesome. I saw that too. Okay. Oh my gosh. See, when you're love-based, you can pick up tons of stuff with spirit. Oh my gosh, I'm getting goosebumps, you guys. I just had a feather over here too. This is amazing. Okay, I love it, you guys. Love it. So anything that I'm getting tears too. Tears are definite spirit. Anytime you have a fear that doesn't really have any known cause in this lifetime, that's from a past life. So swimming for me, I had drowned in a past life. I know, everyone's spirit is visiting. I love that you guys are a witness to this, right? Like I'm bringing this on the haunted tour next year, right? I have evidence. And so again, I know this is so exciting. I love you guys. Again, anything that you're frightened of. So another thing I had a hard time with in this lifetime is my feet. My feet are super ticklish. Do not touch my feet. And I have a dear friend who does reflexology. She's been doing reflexology, the foot massage or the foot zoning, on people for 20 years. And I am the most uncomfortable person, I guess. She cannot hold my feet for more than 3 seconds. So her and I, she's also a medium, her and I did some reflexology and also did past life stuff. So it turns out, I don't know if you know the story about the Chinese women who have had their feet bound. I had my feet bound, okay? And it was very, in that time, it's very prestigious. So in that time, it was a wonderful thing to have your feet bound. But what happened was I pulled that into this lifetime. So all of a sudden in this lifetime, and I didn't realize that was happening, but I could not have anybody touch my feet. After we did that past life clearing, reflexology, foot zoning, foot massage became so much easier because I cleared that past life. And it was interesting because I feel like, I was in this prestigious life, but my feet were bound, right? Which just was kind of horrible for me to have that happen. So hearts, any questions, anything. I'm trying to sit very still while I'm sharing this. Anybody have like really frightening experiences in this lifetime, right, Rebecca? Oh my gosh, I was glad I came to that realization. So does anybody have any frightening experiences in this life that doesn't have a cause? Yeah, so that could be a past life. And I love doing past life work. I love doing past life clearings. Love it so much. It really catapults people forward in this lifetime. I absolutely love it. I do want to share another one. When I was younger, anytime I heard police sirens, and I probably looked like a wacko. Okay, Grace, yeah. So you're a great swimmer, but you fear the water, right? Yes. And so I'm actually getting back in the water. I've taken a 2-year hiatus. I did a half Ironman 2 years ago, getting back in the water. And I'm like, okay, let's go. Let's do this. Okay, so heights really get to you, Rebecca. So it could be like a past life where maybe, anything. And I'm just kind of tapping in a little bit. Like you could have jumped to your death, right? You could have been pushed to your death, right? All of that, right? The past life. Holly, I'm reading your comment. Excuse me. Yeah. So falling, fearing falling and falling and falling, right? So that could very well be heights. Isn't that funny, Grace? But looking at the ocean as peaceful, same exact experience. I have that too. And heights. And so you could have like multiple lifetimes where you have fallen to your death. And you just think about some of like the really like way past, like hundreds of years ago, thousands of years ago. That's how people, were put to their death, falling off cliffs, that kind of thing. It just is what it is. And so being able to clear that, then you're not quite feeling that as much tap behind me. So yeah, I get that. Being alone also really gets to me. Like I get health anxiety when I'm not with another adult. And Rebecca, I get that too. Yes, being alone. So very well could have been you were in a house alone, right? And I hate to say it. Sometimes it's hard for me to say it, but you may have been murdered, right? Somebody may have come into the home. Never know. Sorry, my throat's getting kind of scratchy. So Penny doesn't like knives. Right. Yeah, so that very well could be a past life. Absolutely. Sorry. So in these past lives, what happens is like the past life clearings or past life healings, we clear that. And then like knives aren't such like a scary thing. Falling is not a scary thing. Being alone is not as scary, right? People can touch my feet now, right? Another one I got when I was younger, I don't know if anybody else has this experience, but I would like freak out when I heard sirens, police sirens, emergency sirens, fire trucks, and I probably looked like a total wacko. Like I remember 7, 8 years old, I would hear it, I'd cover my ears and I would hide. And so I would go behind like dressers or under the bed, and I'd have my friends would just look at me like, yeah, what's going on, Heather? They're like, and I would say, they're coming for me, right? And that was a past life. And I needed to clear that so that like, I needed to see like police and ambulance as like a safe thing, right? So again, clearing. And so I feel like, another point I want to bring up. So again, people you meet that you look in their eyes, they could very well be one of your past lives. Hi, Aubrey. Yay. Just turning in. Yay. Okay, and then also times in the past that you, that we all come in with a nucleus. That's another thing that kind of resonates. Anything you've been frightened of in this lifetime could be from a past life. And I saw something, Cynthia. Oh, yes. So I said murder and your heart started racing and then fear overcame you. Right. So very well could be a past life of yours, right, Cynthia? Also, Cynthia, which I am just amazed by you, like you really feel, right, that clairsentient. You feel some of those things. Make sure you're doing your protection. But yeah, it resonated with you on some level, right? So very well could be something where it feels like perhaps this is a past life of yours, right? And or you're empathizing with somebody else with that. So yeah, I know. I'm just amazed. I did a past life session with you, my dear, and yeah, it was amazing. So I just loved that during our session, you felt stuff before I even said it, you know. So that was awesome. And then Rebecca. Sometimes could a fear be about a premonition about this life? I grew up around guns, but was scared to death of Joe's gun, and I feel like somehow I knew. Very well could have been. Very well could have been. And you think about, you just think about the progression of life in general and past lives and this life and spirit and that type of thing. And so maybe something happened with guns in a past life. You felt it coming in this life and then it happened in this life, right? Just kind of this kind of reoccurring thing. And so that would be another thing that we just go ahead and clear, right? Just clear. So yeah, I love that. Thank you for sharing. I love your sharing. Not necessarily that you've gone through these experiences or that kind of thing. I just love your sharing because I just feel like then we can really look at that and purge it, cleanse it, you know, move through it. Another thing about past lives is if you've ever resonated with something in the past. So I just cleared, and Rebecca, I was clearing for you. It went pretty quick, and we can clear again, so it's all good. Another thing, anything you've resonated with in a past life. So I really resonate like with the hippie culture, right? In the 70s, and I just love that culture. And so it's really interesting because my whole life I've been like peace and love, and it's granted here I'm a medium, so that probably worked out really well. Anyway, I know that in a past life, I actually passed from a drug overdose. I was a older teenage female, and I was at some type of festival in the 70s, and I passed from a drug overdose. And so I just know that. So things that you resonate with, like times that you resonate with, same with like the Chinese foot binding, I resonated with that. And so that was a past life. I resonated with like the hippie culture, and that was a past life. So being able to look at that also. And then a lot of times during my past life clearings, what happens is we'll go back to a past life that you need to learn a lesson from. Okay, and so I love that. I mean, I feel like quite a few of us have been royalty, and on the other hand, what is super interesting is that they will pull us back to what you need to learn from. And so during my past life stuff, I've been pulled to like peasant. I was a peasant in various lifetimes. So I'm pulled there for some of my past life sessions because there's things that I need to learn from that. And so that's why they're pulling me to that past life. So I'm still feeling like to clear. So I just want to open it up for questions and for comments. I'm feeling to clear, so I'm going to go ahead and clear whatever this is. I'm hoping that the video was better, and please just let me know at any time if the technological stuff is not working. But I'm going to go ahead and clear, and I'm feeling like it's for several of you, and we'll just keep clearing. But yeah, any questions, any comments, any let's see, any concerns about past lives? I'm wide open. I would love to answer questions. And again, the comments come really slow, and so maybe you wrote a comment and I'm still hanging out asking for comments, right? So yeah, so these past life sessions, I like them because they just bring so much more clarity to this lifetime. They clear fears, that type of thing, which I love too about Brian Wise, is because he is a counselor and psychologist of some sort and helped with those past lives. Some people coming in with just like severe fears that just had no cause, and he's helping to clear these past lives, so it's very healing. It brings a lot of understanding when I do the past life stuff. So questions, anything. I do want to let you know, those of you who are on, so are you ready for a deal? Let's make a deal. So those of you who are on, you get a past life clearing for half off. Okay, so private message me if you have any questions. I put a link above, and those of you who are watching now, half off the price. So 50% off. I love this work. I think that's part of it too, is just like, I love the work. I love serving. I love being a part of it. And so it's super intriguing to me. It's super intriguing. So again, just opening it up for questions, for comments, that type of thing. Anybody have anything that they're interested in? Any questions? I'm totally here for you guys. I hope you can hear me. Put hearts if you can hear me. That's what's so tricky with this. It looks good on my end, but not necessarily the other people on your end. So hearts or little laughter. I loved those purple flowers for a while, like the thankful ones. I loved that. So yeah, any questions? And yay, okay, so you can see me. I'm going to keep going, okay? Because I feel like sometimes, I love all your hearts, thank you. I feel like sometimes when I'm on lives, it just takes me a little bit longer to like formulate what I want to say. So I'm just going to hang out just for a little bit so that, I love all the hearts, thank you. And then smiley face, yay, smiley face. And yay, Amy, awesome. Again, just any questions, wow. You guys are cracking me up. Oh my gosh, I'm loving it. So you can see me, that's good. And again, just want to leave it wide open. I hope I answered your questions. And yeah, I would love to do a past life healing with you. Definitely private message me if you have questions about a session or that kind of thing. I know it's different, but I just love the work. So again, wide open for comments and questions and answers. I'm just going to go ahead and kind of reiterate. I love the smile. I love it. I love it. Love it. I love the wow. I'm just going to reiterate. So with past lives, if you look in somebody's eyes and they just look familiar, definitely you've been with that person in a past life. Also, another thing I want to bring forward is that we all come in with a certain nucleus. So your mom and dad, you've more than likely been in a past life with them. Your sons and daughters, same thing. Grandmas and grandpas, same things. Friends, boyfriends, husbands, same thing. Also, if you ever resonate with a past life or a past time, like for me, it was like the Chinese foot binding time. And I remember I had a women's studies course in college, and I just got sick to my stomach every time we talked about the Chinese foot binding, but it didn't actually come forward until several years later that was from a past life of mine. Also, I resonated with like the hippie culture, boom, boom. So that also. And, you know, if there's anything in this lifetime that you've been really frightened about, very well could be a past life. So I'm feeling to clear again. So I'm just going to clear one more time. Any other comments, sending you so much light and love. Beauties. Oh, I love you all. You guys are amazing. Yeah, anything else, I'm just going to clear. And once this pendulum stops, then we'll just know. Oh, during one of the, sometimes like the little, what is it at the end? The little crystal at the end of the pendulum. I think it's been 2 times that I've done this work and the pendulum goes flying, like just across the room. And I'm like, oh my gosh, right? So right now I'm like, don't you dare. Okay, so one more clearing, helping everybody to just clear whatever is necessary to clear right now. All right. So I don't see any more comments, but if anything else comes up, go ahead and drop a comment after the Facebook Live has uploaded. And wonderful to be in your presence. Thank you so much for being here. So much light and love and many, many blessings to you.